Hey, everybody, it's Alan, and I hope that you are doing well. It's March 11th, and back in 2016, we lost another great musician. Keith Emerson sadly took his own life. He's battling depression, very much related to physical ailments that were causing him to not be able to play music the way he wanted to or the way he was used to doing. And we've talked about depression in the past, and I've always said, get help, talk to somebody, find somebody, a friend, family member, coworker, boss, 800 crisis number, emergency room, whatever you have to. Don't let your own mind trap you into feeling like there's no way out. Some things you just cannot reverse. With that said, let's celebrate the man. Let's not mourn. Let's celebrate the man. We're going to listen to the Emerson, Lake and Palmer song, The Barbarian. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Keith Emerson. Um, we've talked about a lot of, we've talked a lot about depression in the past. Most recently on the video we did about Brad Delp. And you will always hear me say, if you're feeling like you are fighting sadness and uncertainty, and you have this sense of, why am I here? Reach out to someone. As I said in the Brad Delp video, I have been on 3 different sides of this issue. I have had depression, and I had to get help. Thankfully, I was able to reach out to somebody, and I managed to get the help that I needed. It was a relatively brief period for me, but I was definitely spiraling down into a very dark place. I thought my life was basically over. I had done something so... I thought there was no way out. And here I am some 30 years later, and haven't had that feeling ever since. There are definitely been moments where I've questioned my life's decisions, but I've never gotten that bad again, thankfully. I was in a relationship with somebody at one point who also really struggled with a personal issue that was family related, and she was really struggling with it, and managed to get her help, and she is now living a happy life. I believe she's married. She's doing what she's always wanted to do for a career. She's doing well. And though I haven't spoken with her in well over 25 years, I know she's doing a lot better. And thankfully, she was able to get help. And I'm glad I could help her in what little way I did at the time. And then I had another friend of mine who, sadly, we didn't even know he was dealing with it. He kept it so well hidden. He was such the life of the party, and little did we know he was struggling. And he drank himself to death. And I feel heartbroken and wish I could have done more. Pretty much every time I think about the guy. And so Keith Emerson's battle with depression was, if nothing else, in part due to the fact that he was dealing with physical ailments that were preventing him to play music the way he was used to or the way he wanted to. And he, along with, obviously they discovered afterward, and whether he knew beforehand, I don't know, but that he also had a heart disease issue. And so I guess he felt like there was no way out, and he took his own life. And that one, well, with that, I sit back and think he didn't manage to find the inspiration that he needed to keep going. And my first thought when I read the information on that was, I wonder if he had heard about Jason Becker. If y'all don't know who Jason Becker was one of the most talented guitar players you would have ever heard of back in the early 90s. And he got his big break. He had played with Cacophony, had released a couple of solo albums. He was doing really, really well. And right around the time he turned 20, it was discovered that he had ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. He recorded an album with David Lee Roth. That was going to be his big break. But by the time the album was over, he was in such a physical state, there was no way he was going to be able to tour. So he had to teach somebody else all the guitar parts that he wrote with David Lee Roth for that album. So he never got to play a live show in that particular setting, at least not to the best of my knowledge. And yet he still survives to this very day in a wheelchair using a computer to speak. He can't move any of his limbs. All he can really move is his eyes. And yet he's still composing and still creating all these years and years and years later. And I'm not saying that the story of Jason Becker could have helped inspire Keith Emerson to continue on, but I wonder if it could have. And that's why I say, if you are battling those feelings, if you're contemplating doing something that is completely irreversible, reach out for help, talk to somebody, get somebody involved to hopefully help you get past those darkest thoughts. I guarantee you there's somebody out there who wants to help. I guarantee it. I know it for a fact. I guarantee it. With that said, I'm going to stop now because I'm really starting to get choked up again, just like the Brad Delp video. Although the Brad Delp video hit me a little more because I really, really, really loved Brad. But Keith's immense talents are obvious. I mean, listen to that song, The Barbarian. I mean, it's... Anyway. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. We can talk about it further. Just know that I appreciate all of you, and I wish you well. Take care.